Okay, y'all, it is Monday. It's early. It's like almost, what time is it? It's almost like 7:30 in the morning, and I am about to make my filling for my sweet potato pie. What I was supposed to do obviously last week, but I never got it done. But first, I do need to go and get like some Prosecco from Trader Joe's, and they open in a little while. But first I need to see if my son is leaving. If he's not, then I'm gonna go ahead and head on there so that I can be done with everything. I just came back in actually from getting my collard greens, and they were on sale this week. So I opted for the glory greens in the bag. And I do like those greens in the bag. However, I do like the shredded greens because I don't like those big old collard greens and all that pot liquor in my collard greens. Now, I do like pot liquor in my collard greens, obviously, but I don't like no collard green soup, right? Now, my family don't like pot liquor at all in their collard greens. Now, my uncle, however, he did not roll and then cut them. He would clean them, take most of the stem, and cook them like that with whatever his choice of smoked meat was, which was always pork. It's never, ever, ever gonna be turkey, okay? Never gonna be turkey. It's always gonna be some pork, either a ham hock, a hog jaw, or something, baby. It's gonna be that. And he will boil them or cook them whole, and then once they're done, he pour all of the pot liquor out into a bowl. Take the collard greens. I mean, he would mash them. You mash with a plate. Mash all of the juice out. Take a chopper and chop those collard greens up so fine. I'm talking about baby fine, baby. I'm talking about chopped spinach fine. That's how my people eat their collard greens. And then that's how my mom used to make it. But then as I got older, I used to be like, I don't want my collard greens like that. Can I have some juice? So my mother started making my greens like that, or she would take some greens out and then just leave me. And then what my uncle do with the pot liquor is we'll drink it, right? We used to just drink it. Some cornbread, but not Jiffy cornbread, baby. The little fry cornbreads. Look, with the cornmeal, it's not sweet at all. Look like little pancakes and hush puppies, baby. Girl, that's some good eating right there. That's North Carolina eating. I am gonna really need for somebody to tell me, when did the pans at Dollar Tree go up to $1.75? I'm gonna need somebody to come on here and tell me that. When was the last time I've been to the Dollar Tree? I'm trying to think. I think it was when I purchased like one of those ribbed glasses. A ribbed drinking glass. Everything was $1.25 then. Now, all of the things are $1.50, and the pans were $1.75. I spent $7.35 on 4 pans. Lord have mercy. And here it is right here. I didn't see any flowers I wanted. I just picked up some eucalyptus here and some hydrangeas. They did have the winter peonies, but I didn't get them. I thought I wanted them, but I didn't. Some thyme, some rosemary. I had to get a few lemons. Some carrot, just in case I do decide to make the roast. I did get carrot and a bunch of butter. Some butter, because I needed some more butter. So I got this butter. Plugra, is that how you say it? And then, of course, Kerrygold unsalted. All of my butter is unsalted. And then I just got one of these garlic butter herb Kerrygold butters. I love these star pretzels that Target comes with. Favorite Day. No, Good and Gather brand that they come with every year. Love those little pretzels to snack on. And of course, decaf coffee. I want to dive straight into the coffee. But I'm going to be obedient and drink this water. I wanted to try to clean out my oven, but that's not going to happen. That was on my to-do list in my planner, and it didn't happen. Not that it can't still happen, but to be honest, I don't feel like it happening, okay?
Love you guys. Chat you later.
Potatoes are in the oven, just waiting for those to get done. And let me show y'all my little mugs that I got from Target. Tell me that this mug is not cute. And these are like good tea mugs or even coffee, like especially for in the office. For in the office, I used to love to get mugs with tops on them. And look, this is like, look like a little hat. Y'all know that tray that I shared in my last video that I got from Aldi. It was the tiered one that I said like you could use for like charcuterie or snacks or cupcakes. I think I'm gonna use it for my mugs. That's what I think I'm gonna use that for. I'm only making 2 sweet potato pies, but I know that it's going to give me more than that. So I had Christmas in mind, because my husband and my son loves sweet potato pies. So that'll be 2 for this week and then 2 for later on. So I'm going to freeze the rest of the filling after I make those 2 pies for Thursday. I wanted to make my own pie crust. I've never made my own pie crust before, okay? I always use the store-bought. And I like to use the deep dish, but hubby wanted the regular pie crust. So I got the regular pie crust. But I said, girl, this week is not the time to be trying something new. Go get that frozen pie crust. Okay. So I've seen a few videos on it. They make it look so easy, right? They make it look so very easy, but I've never tried it. I'm going to try it on an off week. All right. I'm going to try it on an off week. Maybe I could try it in between, like after Thanksgiving, to see how it come out, you know? Okay, so we have did how many rounds? So this is like the fifth and final round of the strings. Um, the string round. Okay, so while that is still going, I'm going to melt a cup of butter, which is 2 sticks of butter. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna melt that in here. I already have my eggs. I have 5 eggs. This is unsalted butter. So we have 5 room temperature eggs. I like everything to be room temperature. Whenever I am baking anything, it has got to be room temperature. And actually, let's go ahead and let's do all 5 of those eggs. And then we have our melted butter, but I'm not going to put that in yet because it still needs to be a little cooled. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix in these eggs with this here. This is so smooth, y'all. Oh my God, it's so smooth. Now we're going to take our sweetened condensed milk, the whole entire thing. Yes. Get that on up out of there. So we're going to start out with a half a cup of sugar. We're going to start out like that, and then we'll sweeten as we go along. So that's that. And brown sugar. And a little bit more. Okay, so that's incorporated. Now we're going to give it a taste test for the sweetness of it. And this is my bowl, my business. Okay. All right. Okay. So it is sweet. However, it does need a little bit more of sweetness. So just like I thought, usually it's a cup of each. A cup of white sugar, a cup of brown sugar. But it also depends on how much you're actually making, right? Because after all, it is sweet potato pie. So it is supposed to be sweet, all right? So now we're going to go ahead and do our other half a cup of white sugar. Hopefully after this, we'll be ready to put our nutmeg and cinnamon and vanilla and all of that. Okay. Let's check it out. All right. Now we cooking with grease. You heard? Now we are cooking with grease because, baby, it's sweet enough now. Yes, ma'am. We cooking with hot fish grease now, y'all. Not only grease, okay? Fish grease. That's what we cooking with, okay? So now, Miss Nora could come and guide my hands with the rest of this. And if y'all don't know, Miss Nora was my mom. She passed away, and my mother was the goat. You heard? Goated in the kitchen. Vanilla bean paste. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla bean paste. You can also use, of course, the old trusty vanilla extract. Of course, of course, of course. The only thing that I am missing here is lemon extract because I do like my sweet potato pies with some lemon in it. Pumpkin pie spice has lemon peel in it. And so let's just do another one for good measure. Okay. Don't mind that ladder in the middle of the floor. That's my ladder to get up top, to get down my stuff off the top of my cabinets. And then we have here our cinnamon. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start out. And we can always work our way up, right? We can always work our way up. And right now I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I'll do 1 whole tablespoon of cinnamon. Trader Joe's pumpkin pie spice. This also has nutmeg in it. So this has the lemon peel, cardamom, cinnamon. But this gives it that little extra touch. And then because this already has nutmeg in it, we're not going to do 1 full tablespoon of this ground nutmeg. And I also picked the ground nutmeg up from Trader Joe's as well. We're going to go in with a half. Let's do a half of tablespoon of the ground nutmeg, because we don't want it to be overly done with that spice, because I like the spice, but I don't like it to be overly spicy. And I'm just going to put about a teaspoon. I'm going to put a teaspoon of flour in here. We're going to put some salt up in here. A dash. And that's that. The thing about me is that I don't have recipes. And this is my very first time doing something like this online. And it's just like as I go, because again, I don't follow a recipe. So let's go ahead, let's mix this up and let's see what it's given. I did open my evap, but I have not poured it in just yet. And I'm not going to use a whole can of evaporated milk. And again, we're going to go ahead, we're going to give it a little taste. Oh my God. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Now our butter is cool enough. Normally, my butter goes in before my potatoes are mashed or are blended, but for today, because I did not, I did it at the last minute because I was running my mouth. But here is our butter, or half a cup. How many is 2 sticks, child? And here we go. All right. This is so smooth, y'all. This is so smooth. Look at that. Half of tablespoons of flour. Okay. And that's the thing about when you don't follow recipes. The thing is that you can pretty much kind of like, let me show y'all my face. Now it don't mess with the color. This thing. The thing about it is that you can pretty much, you have to tailor things to how you see fit. You know what I mean? Unless it's a family recipe or something that you've had in your family that your grandma or your TT swears by. You know what I'm saying? But if it's just off the rip, then you add and take away things as you see fit. There is never a right and or a wrong way to do something as long as the end result is what you want it to be. And that's the thing about cooking, knowing how to cook, learning how to cook. You do things your way and not the way of someone else trying to tell you, you know what I'm saying, what to do or how to do things. So that's my little spiel. So yeah, go ahead, get my bowl. And we're going to do this like this, okay? We're going to pour all of the filling in this bowl. If you want a smooth filling like this, baby, the hand blender is the business, okay? And I got this little hand blender from Aldi. You know, I got to clean up. Baby, this ain't no Instagram background. This is a working kitchen, okay? and we got a mess to clean up.